Welcome to the LUCRATIVE Podcast. I'm the host, the one, the only, Magneto 7 in the building. What up? This is episode 145. Episode 145. Listen, we've had a dope pre-show. Did y'all like the pre-show? And I'm about to shout everybody out in a minute. But y'all know I like to do a recap. I like to do a recap of the weekend, whatever happened, so I can bring y'all up to speed. What's going on in my life, huh? In my life, in the sunshine. All right. I've been producing mad music. I like production. But anyway, so this is what's happening, right? I just finished talking to all of the independent artists. I don't know how many of y'all on Super Chats or on Patreon are independent artists, but check it out. Right? Y'all remember that whole spiel I was just talking about? I think it's important for independent artists to be able to be transparent, right? To be vulnerable and create music from that space, right? And I mentioned Puff. I may have mentioned Puff, you know. If you're watching this on YouTube on the playback, y'all won't hear this part. Y'all wouldn't have heard the Puff part in the beginning. But anyway, appreciate the hearts, bro. Appreciate that. I don't even know what the hearts mean, but appreciate it. But I was just talking to every independent artist. I was like, yo, it's important for everybody to learn how to be transparent and vulnerable enough on the record, because guess what's happening? AI about to take all y'all jobs. AI said, hey, boy, hey, come here. Hey, cuz, come here. Yo, AI gonna turn crip in a minute. Hey, cuz, come here. What you just did? AI gonna listen to the music. They'll be like, yo, you did the same thing, and y'all did the same thing that he just did. You know what? We don't need none of y'all no more. It's gonna be some little white boy that's a technician. He gonna type the code. I want AI to sound like these last 18 artists over here that just tried to come out. Who owns the rights to this music? Universal Music Group. Y'all better be scared. Honestly, y'all better be aware. Y'all better be scared. Y'all better be on y'all P's and Q's, right? Because this is the thing. And this is why I want y'all to think about it like this. Think about it from this standpoint. In the event that AI is heavily enforced in the music business, because what I could foresee the labels try to say is, well, the only reason we did AI, the only reason we really use AI producers and AI artists is because artists don't want to make music no more. That's what I foresee labels starting to say that. Well, artists just stop making music. They stop being creative. So why would we sign more artists that sound like the other artists that we just signed over here? And these artists have been on the shelf for the past 5 years. That's what the label's going to say to y'all. I'm telling y'all better be listening. Wake your motherfuckers. Wake up. Because this is the thing. If we all know that technology tends to advance over years, right? So like even this MacBook Pro, this is a 2019 MacBook Pro, right? This is a 2000 MacBook Pro, right? I think at the time when I got it, it was like maybe 1900, something like that, right? 1900, 2019, right? Now, this is the thing. This laptop, according to technology, is outdated already. This joint is dead. Even with the big computer. In my whole studio down here, right? The whole studio down here, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got five Macs in this whole facilities, right? 5 Macs. According to technology's sake, all of this stuff is outdated, even though we paid for these joints back in 2019. So if you think about technology advancing that fast, and now you throw the monkey wrench of AI creating content, that is the biggest. That's a nasty bar. What the new kids call it? Nasty work, busy work. What they call it? Nasty business, nasty work. I think it's nasty work. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know what you call it. But if AI is officially creating content, what does that leave humans? What does that leave us people that's been creative for years? You tell me where that leaves us. And if you think that leaves us in an open cornfield, skipping and hopping and having kumbaya campfires and having, No. That means all of the resources for being an artist, for being a producer, for being a manager, for being even the brand specialist, my other business that I make bread from, right? Me coaching artists through how to develop their brands, right? Exactly. Exactly. Better become a code designer. But this is the thing. I know that a lot of bums are not going to take the time to get better. I didn't mean to just jump into the pod. I still got to shout everybody out. I've been doing this for the past 3 podcasts, so my apologies, y'all. But that leaves space for every bum to come up with every excuse in the world to not do something. Well, yeah, man. Yeah, because all right, truth moment. Hopefully they don't watch this pod. If y'all do watch it, I am probably talking about you. I just don't want you to uh, you're gonna be offended. So anyway, I have a lot of classmates, right? From high school, from college, trade school, from my 9 to 5 that I had last year. And look at me. I've been off my 9 to 5. Hold on, what's that? September, October, November, December, January, February, March. I've been off for a whole half year now. I ain't gonna front. I've been back into entrepreneurship for a full 6 months now. And I love it. I ain't gonna front. I love it. Is it more work? It's hella work. It's a lot of work. But to go back to what I was saying, it's a lot of people that I know that's from my past, right? Everybody wants to keep reliving. They want to relive what happened. This happened. Boy, you remember when you did this, boy? Oh, boy, I remember when you did that. Boy, we were back there. We were smoking. We were doing everything. Boy, you remember what you did? Yo, she was bad, bro. The more people that you hang around that always want to reminisce. If you hang around a lot of people that just always want to reminisce about something, reminisce. That is cool in its place, but at some point, you should say, wait, we need to create some new experiences, right? I like to call vacationing creating new life experiences. No, creating memorable life experiences. That's vacations to me. Creating memorable life experiences. That's a vacation, right? So I like to be around people that have the ability to think like that. They have to have the ability to think forward instead of always thinking about what happened back in the day. So if you always hang around somebody, and this is a word to the wise, I know I got a lot of youngins that follow me. Shouts out to everybody. I'm about to shout y'all out in a minute, but I just got to get through this thought. I know I got a lot of youngins following me, and some of y'all friends are in the space where y'all just want to reminisce about what happened in middle school, what happened in high school, what happened in college. Yo, at some point, somebody got to be the person to say, look, we doing this now. Now, this is what we doing. We had fun back then, and that was cool. We vibed. We had a little vibe. We did all this stuff. Remember, you got caught doing? Cool. We got that moment out the way. Now it's time to move forward. Let's do some new stuff. Right? Appreciate the 100s. But now it's time to do new stuff. Tim says, bro, I can understand 100%. All I hang around is people that always... See, this is the thing. If you... Because I think this is what happens. A lot of people get turned on to my platform, right? Whether it's a musician, whether it's entrepreneurs, singers that's just trying to advance and go to the next level, whatever it is, right? A lot of new people get turned on to my platform. And once they come listen to me, whether it's from music reviews or doing the podcast or doing these speaking engagement type of panel discussions, they see what I talk about and they hear me out, right? And they take that information and they go back to the spaces what they're frequent in, right? A lot of times people are frequent in the spaces of just people you grew up with. A lot of times it's just people you grew up with. You can't get around that. It is what it is. You grew up with the people. But what happens is you get a person like me to feed into you and say, yo, think about doing this. And you start morphing into a beast. You start morphing into a beast. And now content, you looking at TikTok, you looking at Instagram, you looking at Facebook, you looking at LinkedIn, even emails. You're looking at all of these things as opportunities to advance yourself. But you're still in a circle of people that only look at email and YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. They're only looking at this from a standpoint. They're looking at it from a consumer standpoint. You hear me saying, yo, use it. This is a tool. Use it as a tool, right? You wonder why you feel uncomfortable hanging around them same people after you hear me talk to you. You're uncomfortable because I made your baby kick. I made you reconsider how you're viewing life. And I love to do that. That's what I'm here for. That's why I coach people. I'm here to make you reconsider how you view TikTok, how you view Instagram, how you view Facebook. Because I like, for everybody that's in my lucrative community, which everybody can join today. Hello, you can join today. But for everybody in my lucrative community, they know you can't join my community and just be a musician. You can't join my community and just be a producer, just be nothing. No. When you join my community, I'm going to help you develop a product. And after we find out what your product is, I'm going to help you figure out what marketing looks like for you. And after you figure out what marketing looks like for you and you work the plan, then I'm going to start helping you figure out, yo, how many sales did you actually get? And then we start going through the metrics, because this is how I look at it. I look at everything like this, right? It is not possible for us to fight technology. There's no such thing. There's no such thing. So everybody that thinks that all of the actors, yo, I'm gonna pick it. I'm not gonna act on no movies. Guess what? They're gonna say, you know what? You don't wanna act in no movies. Have y'all realized it is a prompt? And I've been playing with ChatGPT. I've been playing with all the AI tools, right? I love it. Personally, I love it. But these are some questions that I want y'all to ask yourself. If a regular person, innocent bystander, nobody that works for no film studio, just a random person can type in ChatGPT, make me a scene of a girl running through a green forest with the cow floating in the sky with the balloon coming towards the girl while she's looking up at the. If you can type these prompts out, and then AI says, all right, give me 1 minute. And then AI shoots you out an image of everything that you just typed out. That wouldn't make you little, like second guess nothing. That wouldn't make you just think different. Y'all better wake up. I wouldn't even be surprised if they're already to the point where they could say, look, AI, type me out, show me a scene of Denzel. It's probably already there. Show me a scene of Denzel Washington in Training Day, and I want it to be in 2024 so it looks realistic. And I want Leonardo DiCaprio to be the next Jake. Type that in the prompt, and AI gonna be like, yo, here you go. Anything else I can help you with? Y'all better wake y'all A's up. All right. Let's shout everybody out right quick. E-Cash out, what up? I am DK Rose, what up? Him, what up, big dog? You been here the whole time. Appreciate you. David, what up? Roz Rib Reviews, what up? Do you do reviews on ribs for real? For real? That's dope if you do. All right, let me go to super chats. Angela, what up? My bad, man. Angela, what's good? I've been giving everybody the hard responses, like just, yo, what up, cuz? All right, Derek, what up? Big Tim, what up? Big Mikey, what up? Daryl, what up? Big B, Brian, what up? And we're gonna figure out Patreon. I see people, but I don't see names, so we're gonna figure that out. But everybody on Patreon, what up? We got a lot to talk about today, right? I think I started in that was like a long intro. My bad, y'all. We do have stuff to talk about. I got one last thing before we start the first subject. So this past weekend, right? Well, not the past weekend, but yesterday actually. I went to my county commissioner's office, and this is why I want everybody just to wise up. Just hear me out for a second. I went to my county commissioner's office, had to go down there to pay property tax. Had to pay property tax on my property. All right, so granted, I'm doing decent. Everybody, you never be like, yo, I'm bad, I'm balling. You never say that. You never say, I'm doing okay. I'm doing decent. I'm not rich, but I'm okay. Not rich, but I'm okay. But anyway, I go down there, got check in hand. about to pay the commissioner's office. I said, all right, this, and this. I know I got some fees attached, whatever, because I believe in last minute. I'm a last minute person. But anyway, while I'm standing in line, I see a lady. She is probably in the 70s, late 70s, probably, right? She's down there, and she's applying for a what is it called? I'm always mess it up. Not a grievance. Let's see. Let me look it up. Give me 1 second. She is applying for homestead. Right. Homestead exemptions. That's what she's applying for, a homestead exemption, right? So keep in mind, I was looking at applying for homestead exemptions so I can save a lot of bread. Just put that money towards another investment and then flip that money again. Anyway. I love talking about money. Money is fun. But anyway, so I'm thinking about it for next year. Like, all right, I'm gonna file a homestead exemption next year. I can say the money that I would normally pay on this property tax, go ahead and go buy a tax lien property. As an investor, that's how I think. Like, it's an opportunity. Opportunity to go ahead and come up, get some houses, get more houses, right? Well, I saw the other side of it this week. The other side of it is the lady, like this 70-year-old lady that's trying to apply for a homestead exemption because she can't afford the property tax. So I'm just listening to her talk. And she like almost in tears. She like, yeah, I don't know what to do. I can't get this. It's just, how much is the tax? She's like, it's $8,000. I'm like, whoa. Okay. It puts things into a different perspective. When you see somebody like that, they got to come up. Hey, Vibrating Sky, what's going on, lady? But when you see somebody in their 70s trying to come up with $8,000 like that, or her property is going to be listed on a property tax sale, right? Yo, that broke my heart, yo. It made me, as a real estate investor, it made me think about things differently. It made me think about it differently because it's like, all right, here I am. Like I said, I'm not rich, but I'm okay, right? I have spoiled kids, and they can do a lot of stuff, right? They just tear stuff up. So that's the indication of doing okay. To me, that's the indication. Because when I was growing up, I had to carry the laundry bag up to the laundromat because we didn't have no washer and dryer in our house. We had to go to the laundromat, right? So the fact that my kids could come downstairs, we got 4 bathrooms, all that stuff, right? We have options. To see this little old lady almost in tears because she can't afford her property tax, that broke me down. I thought about that all yesterday. I thought about it all yesterday. So I say that to say, all of my real estate investor friends, if y'all watching the pod, we got to figure out how we can help some of these older people that just don't have the ability to come up with $8,000, $10,000, $15,000. Like, we got to figure out what we can do to help some of these people, because I know you can do a crowdfund for people. This is the thing. Vibrating Sky, I like that you said that. Hold up. First out, shouts out to Vibrating Sky. Appreciate you. This is my thing, though. This is the issue. I feel like where we're about to go, as far as the economy goes, right? As far as the economy goes, I feel like what's about to take place, nobody can be prepared for it. I don't want it to sound morbid. I don't want it to go into a dark conversation. But I'm just looking at everything from a bird's eye view, right? If you got the folk messing with the food, I'm gonna just phrase it like that, because I've been killing my algorithm on YouTube. I've been killing my algorithm, period. Because I've been talking about everything that you don't supposed to talk about. I've been talking about this stuff. But just because I want people to be aware. I want people to be aware of what's going on. Right? I've been getting on TikTok for the past 3 podcasts, and I think I got one more, thank God. But I was just talking about the ownership of a platform and then what that actually means for us as creative people. It ain't looking good. It don't look good. So now, if you take that concept, right, put that into the GoFundMe, what's the other one? GoFundMe, any of the crowdsource crowdfunding platforms. What are they doing with all of the extra money, all of the fees? Or how is that just a processing fee? And then how are we vetting? How are they vetting the people that's going to get the money? And then how are we assuring that the people will get the money in the time in which they need it? Because like that lady, her property is going to be for sale next week. Her joint going to be for sale next week. And it's like, all right, well, if you know that that's going to come up, vibrate Scott, let me add a variable to it. If we know that that's going to happen for 16 houses in 20 blocks. If we know that's going to happen for 16 houses in 20 blocks, right? So let's say, like in my neighborhood, I got a lot of elderly people. In my particular neighborhood, a lot of older people, they be outside watering the grass, do all that stuff, right? If we got, all right, so if my personal property tax is $5,000 to $6,000, right? And you say that that's going to be for the next 15 houses for the next 20 blocks. I don't know that people will be able to compete with hedge fund companies. Let me do the math. I'll do the math right quick. Let me do the math. All right, so let's say every property tax is $6,000, and you say 15 houses on one street. 15 houses in one street, that's 90,000 times 20 streets. Nah, they ain't gonna be able to compete with that. That's 1.8 million. That's 1.8 million for just this side. And then you got to go to the west side of Atlanta. Then you got to go to Forest Park. Then you got to go to Clayton County. Then you got to go to Gwinnett. And then this is the thing. Where I used to work, the average property tax up there was $10,000. Hedge fund companies coming in with vengeance. Because guess what? All of the time that it takes us to do the crowdfunding to get the money up for the people like that little old lady, hedge fund company already got the money. As soon as 12 o'clock come, them mugs, wait, thought you were helping individuals. But that's what I'm saying. Exactly. I would love to help the individuals, but if it's 15 individuals on each street, like it's not gonna be possible to help that many people. So I don't know. I see where we're going. Y'all, I know everybody has seen the clip where I think it was a Rothschild or somebody. It's not exactly, yeah. I think I saw it. It was one of the families. Y'all know the families, all of the families, right? And see, I just mentioned the name. I would probably just kill my algorithm. But it's a quote going around. It's saying by 2030, nobody will own nothing and be happy that you own nothing. I can see how that could be implemented. I could easily see how that could be implemented because guess what? Everybody don't have the hustle like I got. What up, Bishop Williams Davis? What up? We talking about gentrification for a second. Then we're going to get into the technology. We're going to get into that in a minute. But it just, as an investor, seeing that visual put a whole different perspective in my brain. Like, okay, I love to do investing. I love to come up on a nice little sweet deal. I love that stuff. But let's put some humane barriers to it too, right? Maybe we put a prime pick of real estate with a person that got hoarders in the property, and the people already done moved on, and it's just a vacant property. Maybe we should try to do more of those than get Miss Mamie out, cause Miss Mamie gonna need her house. She gonna need her house. But anyway, we could talk about this for hours. I really feel like we need to do a town hall meeting or something. We got to do a town hall meeting or something just to kind of put some parameters on how this thing can work. Because like I said, again, I've been in meetings and I know how many houses hedge fund companies buy. When you talk about the average hedge fund company, I had a contract with one hedge fund company that was based in Alpharetta. They would give me 3-4 houses at a time. Right? And let me put it in perspective for y'all so y'all can understand how I'm thinking about it. So they handed me 3 or 4 properties at a time for me to go in and paint it, fix the floors, maybe fix the roof, fix stuff in the house, and get it ready to be rented out. What they're planning on doing as a hedge fund company, they'll buy all of these properties at one time, rent it out to as many people as possible, boost the economy for the area, and then at a certain point, they're going to exit out of the property, cash out, get that money, and go do it somewhere else. The issue is, because the way I used to think about it is this. I used to be like, yo, I love gentrification. Like, yes, let's get to the money. Like, yes, sir. How much we about to make? Okay, right. That's how I used to be with gentrification, the idea of it. Because I'm looking at it from an investor standpoint and a homeowner standpoint. When we first got this property, this particular house that I'm in right now, this was like a crack house. The roof was caving in, the basement wasn't finished. It was just a nasty mess. It was a messy mess, right? It's a mess. Over 4 years worth of time, I specifically did certain parts of it. We got a new roof. We did a little bit of landscaping. We got bathrooms added. We got an addition. All this stuff is added to it, right? Now I boosted the property value up for this particular property. Don't say that now. But now I've boosted the value of this property, and I didn't think about it in retrospect. Like, yeah, at some point I'm gonna be able to exit out of this property probably with like a cool $1 million, right? At a certain point, I lost Magneto. What are you trying to do? No, I'm just talking now. I'm just talking about how I'm viewing things now. I'm viewing it in a different light. Because at first, I'm like, yo, why wouldn't I want my property value? I love having white people beside me. All the white people walking around with the dogs, jogging. Hey, Mike. Hey, how you doing? Susan, what you got going on? I'm working. The fact that I have right next door, I have a film producer. She's a location scout, right? She works for a company. I'm just say a company. She works for. I was about to say the name of the company. My bad. But she works for a certain. Her name is actually Susan too. Her name is Susan. But she works for a film company, really, really big film company, and moved right next door. That let me know off the rip, oh, this whole side of town has changed. It has been gentrified for real. And then I'm looking at the rents, because y'all know I keep up with how much people rent their houses for. The average house on this block ain't renting for under $3,000. $3,000, maybe $2,700 if you're lucky. $2,700 if you're lucky. So I'm like, wait, we are here now. We are here. Everybody is officially being priced out. And if you ain't have it going into retirement and you ain't have some type of investments, at some point, that retirement money is going to run out. And as soon as that retirement money run out, what's going to happen? All of the hedge fund companies going to say, okay, well, I see this property is about to come up for tax sale. This property about to come up for tax sale. This property about to come up for tax sale. How much we got in stash? All right, we got $3 million. All right, so out of this $3 million, we can buy the next 20 houses that's about to come up. What are people going to move to? I don't care. I don't know. Don't care. That's how I'm looking at it. I'm totally against gentrification. So it's weird. I was cool. I was okay with it, looking at it from an investment standpoint. And this is the other thing. Y'all got to think about it like this. I didn't grow up with money. So I'm like, yo, I knew about layaway. Hello. You gonna lay away that joint at Roses? Yeah, we gonna lay away at Roses. Like, that's how I grew up like that, right? So when you cross a certain threshold and you see how other people move and you start learning how they move, it's like, oh, y'all move like that, I'm gonna move like that. And when I start moving like they move, and I'm like, oh, let's get to this money. I want to help my sister and brothers in the hood. I want to help, but this is the thing. I feel like this is why I keep telling people it's all connected. Everything is connected. Wherever we put our attention It's either helping us gain some traction in our life or it's taking away from our life, right? Reach back and help. And, this is where I am. This is where I am. If, case in point, this is a perfect example. Case in point, and I'm not going to say no names because you might be watching the pod. Hello. I've learned my lesson. Family gatherings can be real quiet when you get a pod. It can be real quiet. I heard what you said on this. It's one of them episodes. You said something. My mama said, yo, you ain't grew up in no hood. I was like, Ma, I know you were a great parent. You were. But if people were breaking everybody's house in the apartment complex, and I almost drowned. How I learned how to swim? They threw me in the pool. I almost drowned. Swim to the edge. That's how I learned how to swim. These are elements of the hood. If you hear gunshots every night, that might be in the hood. But anyway, that is. I was like, Mom, that is actually the element. That is. All right, mate. I said, all right, it wasn't the hood. Let's say it wasn't the hood. It was not the hood. It just seemed like the hood. My mama gonna hear this part, dude. Okay, don't mention my name no more. But no, for real. Like I feel like this. If we got everybody from 25, 18, all the way up to 60s, 60 years old, right? Constantly on the phone doing this. While you're constantly on the phone doing this, your retirement savings is getting depleted, right? You got off your job. You were comfortable when you got off your job. You could even had $1 million saved up. Let's say that. Say you had $1 million saved up, but you on your phone doing this in your late 60s. The more you do this, the more you're taking away the time that you got left on earth. Why be miserable in a situation? Yep. So this is the thing. While I was on my 9 to 5, and I think I told this story before. But while I was on my 9 to 5 last year, and I worked a regular job from 2015 to last year. While I was on that job, it was a heavy labor-induced job. Let me just take that out. It was a heavy labor-induced job. I was digging holes, putting in water mains, fixing people's lines in the cold, hands freezing up. Y'all remember when Atlanta had that whole, I think we were 4 below zero? It was like 4 below zero in Atlanta. Everybody's water line was busting. It was like 3 Christmases ago. Well, while that was happening, I was on call. I was on call getting called out around the clock. I didn't even come home that whole weekend because I was at work the whole weekend, right? Overtime was like, I think I got like 120 hours of overtime. Crazy, right? Between Wednesday to that next Monday, had 120 something hours of overtime, right? Think about it like this, all right? So I know while I was doing all that overtime, guess what? I'm constantly feeding myself something that's going to motivate me or something that's going to empower me to do something better to change my life circumstance. So while I'm riding in the truck on call, freezing, I jump out the truck, turn somebody's water off, go to the next thing. Because guess what? I couldn't fix their water lines when it was frozen up. I was like, yo, I'm sorry. I can just turn your water off. When it comes back on, you can call me back. Guess what? They did call me back. But these are the things that I was doing to try to better myself while still working a regular job. The average person that was around me while I was working my regular job was on TikTok. They were on Facebook. They were on Instagram looking at thick girls, playing Candy Crush. They would do all of the counterproductive things that you could do that's not going to change your life. They were doing that. They were doing that stuff, playing the lottery. And this is the thing. I don't have anything against none of this stuff. I'm fine with everybody doing whatever you want to do. If you want to play Candy Crush, you want to play the lottery, you want to look at thick chicks, which we all like to look at thick chicks. But any of the stuff that you want to do, that's fine. But while you're doing that stuff, don't turn around and complain about how your life is not changing when the other person is doing everything that they can do to get out of the hole. That's all I'm saying. We can't complain and say, well, yo, you all want to, you need to give back to the community. You want it. And guess what? I even started a group text at some point. I don't know why they keep blocking y'all comments. I don't like when they do that. But there we go. But this is the thing. I literally I even started this thing while I was on my 9 to 5. Y'all might be able to look it up. Y'all might be able to look it up at some point. But when I was on my 9 to 5, I was doing something called truck talks, right? And that was because I was recording a podcast after I got off work. What I'm doing right now, I was recording after I got off work, after working a 9 to 5 job, after working on the property, after making beats, after all of this stuff, I was still shooting a podcast and working, right? They would say, "Well, why are you doing that stuff? I mean, well, you need to get you some rest, bro. I mean, you can't have it all." You know, it was one of the things. I know I'm kind of venting right now. Everybody on Super Chats, just my apologies. We're here. But I remember while I was on my 9 to 5, right? One particular episode, and I'm not going to say the people's name, none of that stuff, right? But a lot of the clients where we had to work on their properties with these water lines, right? Most of them had them M's. When I say M's, I'm talking about properties that's like 15,000 square feet. We got people that might have, I can't remember the football players, but one of the football players that played for the Pittsburgh Steelers, we service his house all the time. It was some NFL, some NBA player. He had, his whole lot was probably like 15 acres, right? But I'm listening to the people that I'm working around. I'm working around these people, and I'm listening to how they talk. And every person that I worked around and I listened to the conversation, they would always say this, well, man, that everybody can't have it, man. You know, this up here, this for these rich people. That's them rich people. You and me, like, we not like them. That's what they were saying. You know, it was, everybody ain't made, money ain't everything, Crawford. That's my government name, Michael Crawford. Money ain't everything, Crawford. We can't have it all. And I was just thinking in my mind, you have sold yourself to the concept of poverty. That's why I started this right here. This is my line right here. Stop making poverty music. This is for musicians primarily. If y'all want a hoodie, holla at me. I got hoodies. You look YouTube, I got the hoodies, right? But I said, you have sold yourself to the concept of poverty. I can tell somebody sold themselves to the concept of poverty when they constantly come up with reasons why they ain't made it. Or they come up with reasons why everybody don't want to support them. Or they come up with reasons why everything seems to never go their way. You sold yourself. What am I going to do for you? I can't do nothing for you. And this is the thing. I've also noticed when a person has sold themselves to the concept of poverty, you better not try to bail them out. If you try to bail them out and they've sold themselves to the concept of poverty, at some point, they just going to fumble the bag again. They going to fumble the bag. You can give them an M. By the end of that month, maybe not even that long, the M going to be gone. That joint going to be a wrap. So I've noticed it's just, you have to change your mindset. All of the stuff that I do on this podcast is talking about mindset, switching the way you look at things. Be proactive. Don't be a freaking peasant. We don't have to sell ourselves peasantries. Not pleasantries, peasantries. This is dope, right? Peasantries. We don't have to sell ourselves to this. I got some people I want y'all to listen to. On y'all free time. Of course, keep coming back, listen to me. I'm going to empower you. But go listen to somebody named Patrick Bet-David. Go listen to Patrick Bet-David. I love his content. He has a lot of concepts that I think we need as far as growing our economy. When I say our economy, I'm talking about you, me, everybody else, not just the economy of the banks, the economy of me. We all have to do that, right? So go look at Patrick Bet-David. Go look at Myron Golden. This is somebody that's like my Uber mentor. I listen to Myron Golden every day. Also go listen to... no, not necessarily. The reason I don't say Steve Harvey is because I think Steve Harvey has developed himself to be a motivational speaker, which I love Steve Harvey. But when it comes to like dropping the gems, When I say the gems, I'm talking about like when I do music reviews, right? When I do music reviews, I tell every artist, you got to build your platform. You got to get your following up. If you get your following up, now you got the leverage. You can build your website. I go through all of this stuff for musicians, right? I want y'all to follow people that's going to give y'all the gems like that. And not just give you something to make you feel good and motivate you to do something for one day and now you have no actionable line items. Right? Every time I go live, and this is my saying, every time I turn my camera on, I want to have something impeccable to say that's going to change your life. If I don't say at least one sentence of something that you can view different, you view your situation differently, or you view your relationships with other people, or your money management. If you get off of my lives and you don't view yourself differently, I didn't do my job. I didn't do my job. Because I feel like it's enough people trying to influence people to do stuff, and all they're doing is influencing people to give them money to benefit them. But everything, even my products, every time I come up with a product, right? Every product that I have is made for a person to benefit themselves. It's made for them to grow. And the way I price it is so cheap. It's so cheap that they're going to go off and 10x, 20x, 30x, everything that I gave them. I feel like we have to have more people like that versus, I'm not going to say no names, but I'm in Atlanta and I'm looking at all of these influencers under a microscope and I see everything that they're doing. And they're really selling y'all see them with the Bentleys and y'all see them on the vacations and they're selling y'all lifestyle. They're selling y'all lifestyle. But I want y'all to go through and look at every student, go look at every person that may have taken their course and ask that person, what did you get out of that course? What did you get out of it? That's simple. This is a real simple question. If that person can't give you one thing that they got out of the course, that means that the whoever the influencer was sold them on supporting the influencer's pocket versus the influencer serving the person and making sure the person serves their own pocket. If I'm lying, I'm flying. If I'm lying, I'm flying. Hopefully it's safe. Baltimore, pretty fine, missing people. See, I don't know nothing about this, bro. Appreciate that information. I don't know nothing about it. I'll look it up. But, all right. So while we're here, I'm going to go ahead and get to this. I keep telling influencers and where we at. We gotta hurry it up. All right, so we got time for one subject. Golly. All right, whatever. If y'all got any questions or anything y'all want to put in the chat, cool. Super chat. Thank y'all. Y'all say I'm cooking. Thank you. I like to cook. I like to be cooking. Am I making sense though? Angela, Jacob, am I making sense? Is anything that I'm saying make sense? Because I don't want to just be rambling. If it feels like I'm rambling, like going on and on, just let me know. And I'm always open for constructive criticism. But anyway, when it comes to independence, they did it again. I kept telling independent artists, I said, you can't fight the music industry. You can't fight it. And I keep a smile on my face to keep from crying. Because I see a lot of my brothers and sisters in the music business and in the entertainment business. I got friends as actors. Even when I did we did lucrative community meetup Sunday night. Again, y'all can join my lucrative community if you want to. No pressure. If you do, links in my bio. If you're watching this on YouTube, link is in the description. But we were on Sunday's meetup, right? And I had my good friend Tracy, which has poured into me consistently. She said, yo, you this, yo, Meg. Even the way I am with the humble side, I would never tell anybody I got this stuff. When I leave my house, I morph into whatever the thing is that I'm at the time. Whether I'm a dad, if I'm just a dad, why am I talk about me having platinum plaques and a Grammy? Well, I'm gonna talk about money. If I'm here to be a dad, I'm not here to talk about nothing money wise. I'm here to support my daughters. I'm here to be a dad, right? Or if it's a situation with me and my wife going out on a date night or whatever, I'm there to be a husband. I'm not there to talk money unless we want to talk money. If that's the situation, cool. But for so long, I never would tell nobody I got a Grammy. I never would tell nobody I got platinum plats because it's like, yo, I'm here to be a contractor. I'm not here to talk about music. I'm here to do the job. But Tracy is a person who came into, she was in the Lucrative Community Meetup Sunday night, and I let the community, I introduced her to my community, and I was like, yo, this is who's going to be helping me get my music program in the school system. So it was like, all right, cool. So I just gave her space to talk. Shouts out to Tracy. Shouts out to you. But I gave her space to talk, and she was just like, yo, well, Meg, you should just get so-and-so to do so-and-so. And they just, I know my community members like, yo, you just know these people? Like, you just know somebody that happens to own Braun Films? Like, just like, I was like, oh, yeah, I forgot. Yeah, that's the thing. But this is the thing. I really value relationships with people. I really value relationships with people. I never want people to feel like they've been used up when I come into their space. Because why? I have been in a place where I felt like people were just using me. I don't want people to feel like they've been overlooked when they come into my space. Guess why? At a certain point in my life, I felt overlooked. So everything that I've been doing as far as being an adult, I've been course correcting myself, right? I've been course correcting myself. I know for a long time, growing up, I know a lot of the way we did things, we were overlooked bills. The bill get paid when I get it, right? That's the concept. But when you become a business owner and you have multiple things going on, then, yo, you can't say when I get I'll pay the bill when I get it, because guess what? Now you got business credit. You might have people to start working for you. So now you got a staff. And if your joints is bad, then your staff is going to be messed up. If your staff is messed up, now they can't feed their families. This is a whole different situation. So it is no more, I pay it when I get it. No, you got to address it. And if you don't have it, then you have to relay the message. And anyway. The only subject I think we're going to have time to talk about is Tubi. Shouts out to Tubi. Tubi! All right. So look. I got this clip. We might have to mute it for YouTube, just because I think it might be some music as a pad underneath it. But I want to play this clip. I want y'all to see this. And this is something that I've been calling out for a while now. This is nothing new. Shouts out to Isaac Hayes Jr. or Isaac Hayes III. Isaac Hayes III, shouts out to you. He just posted this clip. That's the owner of Fanbase. Isaac Hayes III is the owner of Fanbase. Y'all should go follow his platform. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, anyway. I'm not a clout taker. I don't do clout. Maybe I should. Maybe, hey, Goliath, maybe that's my issue. Maybe I should start like clouting up and just like name dropping and then get people to do stuff. Like, anyway, y'all look at this video and I want y'all to hear this.
He has given its logo an overhaul and a new coat of vivid paint and has introduced a buoyant sonic logo akin to Netflix's Ta Dum, as the Fox Corporation-owned streamer prepares to launch into more international markets.
Gotcha.
He put the Kanye West gotcha on the end. All right, so if y'all couldn't hear what just happened, they just talking about the different things that's about to happen with Tubi. And they changed the logo a little bit, make it a little bit more cleaner, right? And this is what I keep telling every independent artist. And it's not just music. And you say you're going to talk about Puff today. Probably not. Not today. I'm not going to talk about Puff today. I just don't think it's necessary right now. I'm not trying to get into the messy. See, that's the thing. And nothing, I'm not trying to like gang up on you, Angela. But that's my thing. Every podcaster today is probably recording their podcast talking about Puff so they can get the clicks. I guarantee it. Every podcast right now is talking about Puff so they can get the clicks. I'm talking about the stuff that we need to be paying attention to. I'm talking about stuff we need to pay attention to. Because we were having a conversation on one of these music reviews. I can't remember which one it was. But it was a conversation we were having about artists and what independent artists can do to combat the major label idea, or to combat AI, or to combat all of the technology that's coming up. We were talking about how they can combat it. And my response was, the industry is going to always be the industry. The labels are always going to be the labels. And I brought this Tubi concept up because it further proves the point. It further proves the point. Labels and industry are always going to be labels and industry. Right? I just saw that come up. That's dope. We can talk about that next week. Yeah, I like that. But the labels are always going to be labels, right? Case in point. For so long, we've all been laughing, right? We've been laughing. Yeah, boy, yo, even me, I did it a little bit too. I was like, boy, they shot that gun, and after they shot that gun, that boy fell about 3 seconds later. Did we laugh? Then we all went on social media. We talked about how bad the movies were on Tubi. But we never looked into Tubi. We talked about, yo, Tubi keep putting the worst films out there. And we knew that it was a platform for independent filmmakers. We knew that part, but we never dug into Tubi as a company. And that's a whole nother conversation we gotta have. I might have that. We'll have that conversation next week. But look at it like this. This is an example of the industry always being the industry. Y'all realize Tubi is owned by Fox, right? The Fox Corporation. When the film comes on, it's like, right? Fox owns Tubi. So now, if we put that in perspective, if Fox owns Tubi, and all these independent artists or all of these independent filmmakers are putting their films on Tubi, what does that mean for the independent filmmaker? That means the independent filmmaker is still a slave to the deal. Or they're technically partnering. You're technically partnering up, but you're not. Because guess what? At some point, Fox is going to say, well, since this film didn't necessarily make the Fox Corporation cut, as far as like the network television, since this film didn't make the Fox cut, we'll just throw it on Tubi. And they're going to throw it on Tubi, and then they're going to boost the algorithm, and they're going to make sure it's on front page, and then who's going to watch it? Everybody's going to watch it. Because why? Fox made sure that it landed on front page. If y'all ain't picking up what I'm putting down, I don't know how to say it. It's the same thing. All right, same thing with Spotify. I keep getting on Spotify, right? I keep getting on Spotify, presenting an alternative, but still owning it. Thank you. You get it. Who are you? Darrell. Thank you. Yes, they're presenting an alternative, controlling the market. So this is the thing. Every filmmaker, every musician, every podcaster, every singer, listen close. Y'all think I keep saying create your own website. Come up with your own payment process. Come up with your own way to get your videos out. Even if you take a hit, right? I think Shasha on TikTok is doing this, and I love her for this. Also, LaRussell, he's doing the same thing. If you just look at the numbers, everybody that watches this on YouTube playback, my apologies, we got to end it quick. But if you look at the numbers, who's actually benefiting? The artist will benefit every time that owns their own platform. They own their own website. They got the LLCs. They got all of the regular stuff. They got their fan base. They push the fan base traffic over to their own website. Now that they've done all of that, they can control it. Versus, look at my Spotify numbers. At some point, I realize, I think people are going to start saying, look at my Tubi numbers. And they're going to post this because they're not going to be making no money from their content. And they're going to be trying to figure out how to leverage their content to make some money. That's why people be posting those, look at my Spotify numbers. and look at all of these numbers because they're trying to leverage the numbers to get more followers, to get more followers, to get more money. Ta-da. That's the way that works.